All right. Hello, everybody. How you guys doing? Hope everybody's having a good day. And hope you're ready for the grand, exciting, exhilarating finale of Ace Attorney Investigations 2. Miles Edgeworth, Prosecutor's Path. Hey, Drop Boy. How's it going, my man? Hope you're having a good day. Hope you got yourself some more snacks. Some extra food, some emergency snacks too. Always good to have some of those if if the need arises. Movie like that for PS4. Oh man, poor Duncan. I told him last time how he can evade those ads though, but I think he just doesn't want to. Like he can't. Like I'll tell him in a second. Like he can't. Oh, there we go. Hey Dunk, Dunk. I told you how to get like rid of those ads. You can't, be against ad blockers and bitch about long ass ads too. Your last day at home. Oh, so you're working on your snacks from before. Oh, nice, man. Your last day at home. Oh man. Oh well. I hope you had a good time, man, and hope you'll get to come back soon. Okay. So let's get going. So if you remember last stream, we just arrived at the Very Big Circus. We exposed Simon for being the true evil mastermind that he actually is, and we started breaking him down little by little. He already confessed to To rescuing. Well, he confessed to rescue. Oh, he confessed to sending the letters to Knightley and to Dogan. And he also confessed that he is the one who saved Dogan 12 years ago in the case. Just allows you to install ad blocker. Oh, I thought it was like so it's not you. There's someone else that's like against ad blockers. Okay, I'm ready to get out of this house. I've been pissing outside like an animal because of my sister. Oh man. Yeah, nothing like a good couple days at home to remind you why you left in the first place. I hear you on that one, dude. So we started breaking him down little by little, and the last point we made, just before we stopped the stream, was that, well, basically we made it up. We started proving that Simon also kidnapped Kay and put her on the roof, where she later fell down to the storage room and yada yada yada. We all know the rest. That was the fourth case. The previous one. But apparently when he went up in his balloon to get her, he saw Justine Courtney and the president's body double talking, and he claims that the body double was about to kill her because she was talking about John Marsh, which could have exposed him as a fraud. So what our point was that, well, he said that John Marsh is the one that killed the body double when he was back down. But since we know that the body double didn't go through the elevator, down the elevator, or down the storage room, he had to have come down using the hot air balloon. And the only way he would have done that, since he shot at Simon as soon as he saw him almost, is if he was dead. So he did die. I'm positive of that. And we're just about to explain exactly how. John was not the one who killed the body double. He was crushed by a monster.
Quit clowning around. This isn't like you at all. Oh, I get it. Since John is supposed to understand the heart of a monster.
The one who understands the heart of monsters is you.
Not even I have monsters for friends, you know.
Objection! Stop being so modest. Don't you have one very important friend? A monster you control at will. Simon Keyes, you're the one who killed the body double.
That's...
The lion balloon? A monster made of cloth that expands when filled with hot air. It suits you quite well. Wouldn't you agree?
Sorry, but I have no idea what you're talking about.
Objection! You've been fixated on your claim that you manipulated John and the body double. Probably because it's an impossible fantasy of yours. After all, even an animal tamer cannot tame the dead. The body double had already been murdered while he was on the roof. And the murder weapon was the balloon you were in.
I see. Although it floats in the air, that balloon still weighs several hundred pounds.
I had no idea the balloons were that heavy, actually. When the double threatened you on the rooftop, you immediately came up with a plan to defend yourself. What's that? Dude, this is messed up. My aunt is making my cousin eat an entire splooch of ketchup before letting him... What? God, Americans are so weird. It's like that post that Maury, that 4chan post that Maury posted yesterday. I mean, it's not... I mean, you know what they say in 4chan, but it sounded like it was just the right amount of weird to be true. About a guy who said that his New Year resolution was to like get fit and stop being fat, and his mom, when he told her, she freaked out and said like, no, you're perfect the way you are. Don't like do this to me or something, because she thought he would make her look bad or something because she's also fat. And then when she calmed down, she ordered like an extra large pizza and made him eat it on her own. So yeah. Americans are weird, especially about food. And that plan was to crush him with your balloon. Whether the body double wanted to get on, or that he was carrying a gun, none of that matters. Because what you carried in your balloon was the body double's corpse.
Objection! Hold on a second, Mr. Edgeworth. You're saying the double was killed on the rooftop 2 nights ago? Well, that simply doesn't match up with the time of death.
What did you say? What? Wasn't the time of death like 11 p.m.? I hope it was like last night. No. Yeah, it was last night. So it doesn't add up. Shit.
That's not like you at all, Mr. Edgeworth. Take a good look at the autopsy report. The time of death was around 11 p.m. last night. Last night? That's right. The very night that Mozilla's head fell. Well, Johnny boy, come on. How about telling us the truth? You killed your father, right? I know the feeling. You hated him, didn't you? Your father who left you all alone forever.
You're wrong. I had no idea that guy was my dad.
Not this again. Didn't I personally tell you myself?
Was my logic wrong?
Mr. Edgeworth, allow me to thank you once again for chasing down Blaze and Patricia and bringing them both to ruin. My revenge was a success, all thanks to your logic.
Hey, cheers. How's it going, man? If only the time of death matched up, then my logic would fit. What could have caused, I don't know, a mistake of some sorts in the autopsy report, or... I don't know. Perhaps he did something to throw off the time of death. I guess that's possible, but what can you do to throw off someone's time of death? I don't know that much about forensics.
And what's more, Dame Gustavia, was it? You even took down the culprit of the IS-7 incident.
Dame Gustavia and the IS-7 incident. Maybe he did freeze him for a day? How? Where? Do they have a giant freezer in the circus, maybe? Keep it, of course, cold can throw off the time of death. Yeah, well, we've been talking about that. That's what they did, really, in the IS-7 incident. By mistake, but it's still what happened. But where is there a freezer big enough and, you know, secluded enough or private enough that you can hide a body in for 24 hours. An overheated one can do that too. Yeah, but that would affect the corpse, I think. It would like get bloated and stuff, right? And it would rot more quickly. And when we saw the body, it seemed like really fresh. Not a mark on it.
That's it. Gustavia killed over and hid his body in a block of ice.
Mr. Gustavia intended to freeze the body in order to throw off the time of death. Salt helps, really. Maybe that's it. Though it seems they're aiming for the freezing option.
If the time of death had coincided with the tea party, Mr. Gustavia would have been suspected.
No,
I think that was his voice, I don't remember.
that is correct.
Like father, like son.
It's a shame that I didn't get to witness his destruction. How can you say that? Wasn't Mr. Gustavia your father, Simon? I'm scared. I'm so scared. Miss Rowland keeps asking me about that day. Daddy, help me. Why won't you come save me? Is it because I broke my promise with you and didn't eat your sweets?
I couldn't care less. My father left me all alone. Even if we share the same blood, that man is not my father. Objection!
I hate to say it, but like father, like son. You're the spitting image of him, Simon. The father you hated so much.
Huh? What are you talking about?
It must have been fate. What's that home guide? Factors influence decomposition rate, organic matter. Salt lowers moisture. Oh yeah, makes sense actually, when you put it like that. Thanks, cheers. I learned something new today. By sheer coincidence, you just happened to use the exact same method your father did. To throw off the victim's time of death.
And we rescued him from the refrigerated warehouse near the harbor, pal.
Oh, of course. I forgot there was a refrigerated warehouse. And he hid John there, so obviously he has like some sort of control over it. Well, yeah, what's wrong with that, Duncan? Haven't you ever had some human jerky before?
And we rescued
Oh, I read that.
a refrigerated warehouse.
You're saying that I threw off the time of death? How would I have done that?
The answer lies in where you hid the body double's body. This was the place you used to hide the body. Sunshine Warehouse. We already know where it is. That would be obvious to the investigators, though. Oh, the salt. Yeah, that's true. Take that! Throwing off the time of death by freezing the body, along with John's kidnapping. Seems that everything is coming together.
The kidnapping? Why are we going back to that? I don't know a thing about it.
Let me get this straight. The president wasn't killed, but the body double was. The president was killed 12 years ago. That was their plot. It was the body double's plot to take over the president's seat. So 12 years ago, he hired Saran Dogan to kill the president, and he hired Blaze and Patricia Rowland and Miss Rowland to help him. And then 2 nights ago, the body double died too, when Simon happened to come by him and they started fighting. Don't forget, John was confined in a refrigerated warehouse. That's right. You kept the body double's corpse in that very same warehouse. No, the real president. is John's dad. That's why the body double wanted to kill Justine Courtney, because she didn't know it was the body double, and she was about to come and talk to him about his son. So they started talking. He realized that the president had a son, and that if they suspect, they could just prove in a DNA test that he's not the real president, because he wouldn't match up with a kid. And so he intended to kill her right there and then, but luckily for her, Simon just happened to pop up with an unconscious Kay and a hot air balloon. So that's why he freaked out and wanted to kill her, and the rest is just a coincidence, pretty much. Or destiny, which way you prefer to look at it.
18 years ago, your father hid a body in the same way.
What? My father, the one who abandoned me, did the same thing?
Don't be sorry, dude. It's all good. If anyone else has any questions, feel free. I can get you back to speed. Or up to speed, however it goes. Who would have guessed that both father and son would use the same method?
Objection! Stop it! Don't lump me in with that guy! My father, I'm nothing like him! There's not a single connection between us!
Objection!
Objection. You may think so, but even now, your bond with Mr. Gustavus still remains. Didn't you say once before, I don't like sweets? That may have come from the shock of losing your father, don't you think?
You guys have no idea what you're saying!
Even if you deny your father, aren't your thoughts and actions the same? I really hope that when they arrest him, he's gonna be in the same cell or a cell next to his dad. That would be the best. Particularly, your belief of sacrificing others to protect yourself. And finally, your crimes were brought to light, just as his were.
Just kidding. I don't know anything about that warehouse. I had nothing to do with the kidnapping, after all.
Objection! In order to threaten Judge Courtney, it's clear that you partook in the kidnapping.
Objection! How scary. Those who get involved with you will be charged with all sorts of crimes. In the end, there's no evidence. For the instigation, and for the kidnapping. None at all. Or what? Are you gonna forge some evidence? Just like Blaze and the rest?
I'll do nothing of the sort. I can't let him provoke me.
You always say, I'll pursue the truth, no matter what. Right? Ha! Don't you mean only the truth that's most convenient to you? After all, that's how the police pull the wool over the eyes of those without power. And that's why my revenge was necessary.
I'm not sure. But yeah, that was a cool touch, him faking the breakdown that every villain has in every case. That means that his actual breakdown is going to be that much bigger and more dramatic. So I'm excited. So let's see. I don't think. Well, we know that he carried her with the lion balloon, but we can't prove it really. Like, there's no. I don't think there's like any hair of hers or something in there. Oh, actually, wait. Didn't we prove that? Yeah, because of the shot. Well, it's sort of a. I guess it's a bit circumstantial. Oh, thanks, Drops. So, well, what we had last time was because he had a bug on Kay, and what's her name? Miss... Not Lotta Hart. What's her name? Nicole Swift. So Nicole Swift had her tape recorder rolling, which was somehow on the same frequency as the bug, and that caught the gunshot of the body double shot at Simon when he saw his hot air balloon. So it's kind of evidence, but I can't say for sure that it'll totally hold up in court. It's a bit circumstantial. And other than that, I'm not sure if we actually have anything that ties in directly to this. Justine didn't see him. Only the dead body double. I don't think he dropped anything else. Well, I guess we'll have to figure something out then.
None of you can catch me. Not Patricia, not Blaze, and not even you. Mr. Edgeworth, at this rate, isn't there anything we can do?
All my logic points to this man. I just need evidence. Even a single piece of evidence would suffice.
Well, it's been a fun show, but it looks like it's time for the curtains to close. If you'd like, why don't you come and see my next performance? I'll let you, if you admit defeat.
Who's holding it?
Who was that?
The hero of the day! Hold it! Sorry to keep you waiting, Mr. Edgeworth.
Gummy! Where'd you go?
I was just doing the job that I'm able to, pal.
Detective Gumshoe, your report, please.
I did a quick investigation, sir, about the warehouse John was at.
Oh, we don't have anything connecting him to the kidnapping of John, that's true. No, nothing concrete.
That refrigerated warehouse is currently being rented by the Very Big Circus, just as Mr. Edgeworth said. So, it's finally here. Our trump card.
Well done, Detective Gumshoe. Now then, Mr. Keys.
There must be some mistake. Maybe it has something to do with the circus.
I see. Indeed, we are not well informed with the affairs of the circus. In that case, why don't we get your boss's opinion on this? Regina?
We are renting a refrigerated warehouse to store the animals' food, but I don't know much about the place. After all, I let Simon handle everything. Curse you! Simon! How scary!
What a shame. It seems your desperate actions after the crime were in vain. If the body was found in the warehouse, suspicion would have fallen on you, the one in charge. That's why you specifically moved the body back to the Grand Tower, wasn't it? However, us finding John confined at the warehouse was a fatal mistake on your part. Well, they say that models have giant foreheads drops, so I don't know. I actually don't even know if that's true. I think someone just told me that in middle school. A resident great thief and detective are both rather exemplary. He actually said something good about Gumshoe. Did you guys realize that? That's a fucking landmark right here. What's wrong? I can even tell through your face paint that you're looking pale.
It's not over yet, Mr. Edgeworth. Your logic is missing the most important piece of evidence.
Oh, please, do tell. He really is. He is the poor underdog who gets trampled all the time, but he's a real good guy. Oh, please, do tell.
Isn't it obvious? Evidence that I killed the body double with a balloon. You can't present it, can you? After all, there's no way such evidence could possibly exist.
The evidence? It exists.
What'd you say?
Mr. Keyes murdered the victim. Traces of the murder should still remain here. I actually don't know. Either on the bottom of the balloon. Oh, totally drops. I would love a Gumshoe spin-off. Yellowstone is just pollen from lion lilies, and it's confirmed pollen, so it can't be that the basket left a mark or something. Contusions and bone fractures found across the body resulting from tremendous pressure, so that it goes along with that, but it doesn't prove that it was specifically the basket. Traces of the murder should still remain here. So the only places I can think of is... Can I look at this? There's some rope. Here we have the bullet, but I don't see like anything that actually proves it. The pollen... Will it? You think? Because wasn't the pollen actually... I'm not sure, but you might be right. Drops. Now, when I think about it, I'm not sure when the pollen was actually placed on him. This thing, that's a pollen, you think? Like this around the... I was thinking maybe it's blood or something, but the body didn't bleed. So you're saying this? Let me examine this, just to see. I thought it might have been like discoloration from the... But you might be right. The gunshot fired by the body double was recorded on tape. And this was where the bullet hit its mark. There's no way Simon can deny that now.
Mr. Edgeworth, you absolutely have to expose the truth. I even got kidnapped in order to steal this evidence.
Leaving aside whether or not I would call that stealing. Of course. No, that was my intention all along. I absolutely won't let him escape. Okay, so Drops, you're saying it's the pollen on the bottom of the lion balloon. I can live with that. I think so. Okay, let's give it a try. It's not a large chunk of health, so I feel I can go for it. All right, let's see. Take that! It should become clear once we examine the basket of this balloon.
The balloon again? Didn't you already find the bullet hole? There's no way you'll find anything else in there.
Well, we know that, yeah, I guess you're right, Drops. It seems right. We know that Patricia gave him the flowers the night before, when they met. You can't see it, but she's holding the bouquet of flowers. So she gave them to him. So if he was holding them when he got crushed, I guess you would be right.
It'll be fine. Right, Mr. Edgeworth? Mr. Edgeworth is a hero who always finds the truth no matter what he's up against.
That's right, pal. Of course it's gonna be fine. Mr. Edgeworth has gotten out of more impossible situations than I can count.
Miles, I believe in you too. But more importantly, I'm sure your old man watching over you believes in you as well.
Miles Edgeworth, calm down and think. You're just eine step away from the perfect proof. The body double was killed by this balloon. The proof lies in traces left on the basket. Simon Keyes, it's time for you to atone for your crimes.
I'll see it with my own eyes. The moment this past case is the moment this past case is settled once and for all.
Thank you, Duncan.
Please, Prosecutor Edgeworth, deliver the final blow to this unforgivable person.
This is the final piece of evidence that proves your crimes. What traces were left on the balloon that crushed the victim?
And I think you're right, Drops. I think we wouldn't have gotten this far if you were wrong, so I'm just gonna go ahead with it. I trust you.
Take that! When John found the body, a bouquet of lion lilies was there as well.
Lion lilies? The flowers from Zhang Father represent the bond between parent and child.
So that's your evidence? Surely they must be buried under a mountain of garbage by now. Moreover, the one who threw it away was John himself. That's not much of a bond now, is it?
That language of flower stuff has nothing to do with this.
Calm down, John. Certainly, you may have thrown the flowers away. However, I believe those emotions remain as strong as ever. Those bonds will surely protect you from that man in the form of my final piece of evidence.
What the heck are you talking about?
Those flowers were crushed. Ergo, they must have come into contact with a murder weapon. Perhaps we'll find the very same pollen still stuck on the basket of your balloon.
Wait. You guys examined the basket just a few moments ago. If there had been any yellow pollen stalk on there, wouldn't you have noticed it then?
Objection! Mr. Keyes, evidence is not restricted to what you can see with a naked eye.
What?
Emma,
Yes!
would you perform one more scientific investigation for us?
Leave it to me. The balloon's basket, right?
Yes, you are. Yes, you is, Drops.
A reaction. This is clearly pollen from a yellow flower. We'll find out soon enough whether or not it's from the same flower.
Really? Can they actually do that in real life? Can they tell like pollen from one flower from the other?
What?
I'd say this proves that the body double's death was caused directly by your own hand.
No way! That can be.
You crushed the body double to death on the roof of the tower. Then you retrieved the body and hid it in the warehouse.
It's like, yeah, I know that pollen is like plant sperm, but I didn't know that it differs from that. Like, there's actually, yeah. Why wouldn't there be plant DNA? Come to think about it. So yeah, thanks again, Chairs.
Why did you have to go to the trouble of retrieving the body?
2 nights ago, he knew that a separate incident would occur at the tower.
Miss Cranes!
Precisely. Leaving the body there would have disrupted his plans.
I see. But even so, he couldn't leave the body in the circus warehouse either.
Exactly. So the next day, when he was bringing the body back to the tower once again, he saw the small fire John started, which caused the Mozilla's head to fall. Was that when the idea came to you? Your plan to pin the crime on John?
You made it look like the murder weapon was the fallen head. Such foul, cowardly behavior.
For that reason, you carried the double's body to the balloon, and lowered it into the film lot. At that time, the figure of the body double being lowered down by a rope. So that's what we saw in the photo. Well, in the video of John practicing, we saw the president, or the body double, standing on the edge of some shadows. Yeah, the extendo gavel it was annoying at first, obviously, because I hated her, but now that I hate her less, it's kind of cute. It's a nice accessory, like Francisca's whip. There we go. So that explains that. I was wondering. Was captured in John's video recording.
Damn. It was all... You saw through it all? Damn it. Damn you!
You manipulated animals, you manipulated people, and you manipulated cases. Almost as if you were a king. However, it's now all come to an end.
Simon, the animals have gone angry. Even Monty and Astique. You never thought of them as your friends at all. How sad.
Whoa.
Damn it! Don't you look at me with those eyes!
It's about time you went back to being a mere clown. A fitting end to your pitiful Jester's act.
Stay away! Stay away from me! Stop it! Please stop it!
Daddy, help me. I'm scared. I'm so scared.
I didn't know anything. I didn't do anything bad. They were the bad ones, weren't they?
Horace, why? Why did you stop me?
If you hadn't done that, I couldn't even trust the police. Nobody would help me. But that man, back then, he saved me. The only one who helped me was Dogen, so I used everyone else. What's wrong with that? Stop it! Don't come any closer! Stop! Owie, owie! Ay! Ah! Not you! Ah! Please, no more!
Oh, I wonder who that is. Oh yeah, I told you it was gonna. He faked the freak out last time. It was a regular villain freak out, but this is the end game boss. So his freak out, he just got trampled by all the animals, which was pretty cool actually. I was hoping they would make sprites for that. So, who could it be? Dogen, because he was referenced. That's my guess. It seems the game is finally over, and.
No, of course, I forgot about him. Shelley the Killer!
Mr. Edgeworth, I must thank you. You have exposed the true identity of the mastermind. Now, I am free to...
Kill him? What?
Trying a gun would be most inadvisable. Stay where you are and do not move.
I don't have a gun.
You do have a gun, do you not? You intended to draw and fire it without anyone noticing.
He must have taken it from the body double when he killed him.
This man has betrayed his bond of trust with me. He would have me kill the president while knowing full well he was the body double.
Oh, so that's another mystery solved. So he was the one who contracted the killer, and Shelley did say that he was gonna find out whoever put him up to that, to killing the wrong man. So yep, just like doesn't use a whip to disarm the killer. Well, she's kind of taking a, she's kind of stepping back to let Edgy have his place. Also, Shelley the Killer is probably the most legendary serial killer or professional assassin in the Ace Attorney universe. So even it makes sense that even she would be concerned.
lying about a target is an extremely dangerous thing to do as an assassin. Not having all the cards on the table can seriously jeopardize an assassination. However, what is even more unforgivable is your deception and your attempt to manipulate me. The time has come for your retribution.
Stop! Clash of the Titans, holy shit!
You are.
It has been far too long, Shelley. Please, step aside. That man is my prey. I must ask you to spare his life. Please, permit this young acolyte to receive his proper punishment in prison.
And if I refuse?
His is the first life that I have saved. I will not allow it to be taken so easily.
He is boss. Yep. What can I do? He really is a boss.
You saved your life? The assassin, Saran Dogan?
Ironic, is it not? That I, the one who has taken countless lives, am making a plea for this young one's life. He saved my life just as I have saved his. Before I knew it, I grew quite fond of the lad. You may laugh at me as much as you wish.
Yeah, it's Dogan's theme, and it's really appropriate right now, actually.
However, I must ask that you spare the life of the boy. From one assassin to another, please make this allowance.
I understand. If you are willing to go that far, you have my...
You have my thanks. I am in your debt.
No need for thanks. I simply felt there would be no merit in a fight to the death with you. That is all. And with that, I must take my leave.
Well, he is the master.
Damn it! Wait! Prosecutor Edgeworth, I must thank you as well. It was necessary for this young acolyte to be put in his place. And that you have done. Now then, it's time for me to return to my humble cage surrounded by iron bars. Right, Anubis? Right, boy?
Who's holding it now?
Oh, look who's here.
Hey, priest guy. You killed my dad, right?
Indeed. I am not one to forget those names. I am not one to forget those I have slain.
Yeah, that's a really cool concept for him too. He's like way more powerful than anyone around here. Even the killer was afraid of him, and like I said, the killer is a legend. So even the killer was, well, not afraid, but like he didn't want to fight him to the death. He didn't want to do that. So he like allows everyone to capture him basically, which is a really cool concept.
I see. You must despise me, boy with horns. In that case...
John!
Do not panic. I simply lent the boy with horns my knife. Take that knife and run it through my throat. A single stab should do it. I've long grown weary of my wooden carvings.
Revenge?
John, don't do it! John, please, I beg of you.
Until just now, I had intended to seek revenge, no matter how many years it took.
Revenge? Revenge is good. Really good. All your pain and suffering slips away. Everything becomes numb, and you'll feel nothing.
Yeah, you may be right. I thought about that while I listened to what you had to say. John! But the only one who would be satisfied with revenge would be myself, right? If I became a murderer, my mom would go through even more pain and suffering. My friends from the movie too, and all those people who cared about me as well.
The boy with horns says some interesting things.
That's right. I finally get it now. I'll never forgive you, but I'm not the one who should punish you. After all, isn't that what my mom and the prosecutor guy are here for?
John, you said some really profound stuff just now.
I know if he's gonna be fucked up. I mean, he just did like the most fucking grown-up decision ever. A hard one too, a real hard one that most people wouldn't be able to make. To resist the urge for revenge. I think most people, when you have the perfect opportunity, I think a lot of people wouldn't pass that up. So, I don't know. I'm kind of impressed by that.
Kay, perhaps you should study up a little more yourself.
Is that so? Well then, young one, it is time for us to depart.
Where to?
To prison, of course. That place will be our home.
And hopefully it's gonna be a family reunion.
Our home?
And with that, the case that involved and affected so many people came to a close. However, there was still one last thing I had to do.
Mr. Edgeworth! Sorry to keep you waiting.
What'd you call Uncle Ray and the rest of us out here?
Mr. Edgeworth, the formal proceedings have just come to a close.
What are you talking about?
This is the place where I once relinquished my prosecutor's badge.
This is your prosecutor's badge. Prosecutor Edgeworth, what is the meaning of this?
Consider this my resignation. I am no longer a prosecutor.
In order to save me when I was suffering from memory loss, you...
A certain man once said, "The only ally a defendant has is their attorney." By trusting their client, an attorney draws closer to the truth. The sight of that man still shines brilliantly in my eyes.
We know who he's talking about.
Just as the image of my father fighting in court does.
Gregory.
However, this is nothing more than that man and my father's way of life. It is not mine.
Mr. Edgeworth!
I think I shall live as a prosecutor after all. Yeah, even though he did make a cameo in the game, in this case actually, in the beginning of it, there was a point where Edgeworth and Kay they're like across the street from them, and Edgeworth and Kay can almost see them. Like if they take one step further, they can see them, but the line of sight is just blocked. So it's a really cute Easter egg. I really liked it.
I see. So, you've made your decision.
I'm sorry.
No, I understand. That's your answer, isn't it?
It is.
Okay. Then that's the end of this conversation. Don't regret it. Even if you beg me later, I won't let you work for me ever again.
I understand.
But you know, Miles. Mind if I ask you why you chose to live as a prosecutor?
Mr. Shields, you asked me this before.
To fight crime as a prosecutor, or to save people as a defense attorney. I want you to think carefully about how you want to live your life from now on.
I've thought long and hard about that question ever since. How should I live my life? Well, you can compare it to that just because, like, homosexuality is also a way of life. But no, this is just like, I like this. It is the way he lives his life. He's an attorney. He's a prosecutor at heart. That's just who he is, and that's his way of doing good. And that's what I like about him now. After he changed, that from being the antagonist and because in Phoenix Wright, I think pretty much all antagonists are prosecutors. But Edgeworth is figuring out a way to be a good guy while still being a prosecutor, and that's just like his thing, and I really, really like that. And after this case concluded, I finally found my answer. I want to save people as a prosecutor. Exactly, see, it's the mix of those, and I really like that. So yeah, you could say gay, but I really, this is his core identity. It's who he is, it's what he does, it's what drives him, and it's his whole identity. I mean, look how he's dressed and his demeanor and everything. That's why I love him so much.
As a prosecutor?
Simon Keyes. He, too, was a victim. He lost a parent in a past murder, and with it, the ability to believe in anything else. Yeah, well, if the prosecutor in the original case and in the case 12 years ago of the supposed kidnapping, then all of this wouldn't have happened anyway. Why don't you go suck as the IAG? I don't know what that is, but I'll suck anything of Edgeworth's. I, too, know that feeling. The feeling of losing what's important to you and being unable to believe in anything. I doubted everything during my lonely battles in those days.
The Diag? What is that? Cheers, let me see. Large open space. Oh. Diagonal green. Oh, so it's Diag. Oh, I'm sorry, Weru. But Duncan should be back soon, and I don't think there's much more left to this game, so maybe he'll throw up another stream. So don't worry. Yeah. Anano 2018, and you can quote me on that any day of the week.
All that I can hope to do is get every defendant declared guilty. The one who saved me was... Objection! Ah, they didn't show him. And they didn't name him. Mr. Keyes must have been all alone. I really hope that, like, for the climax, they show him. Unable to find salvation from the law, he had no choice but to turn his hand to revenge. And I suppose you never thought to seek help from the police?
No way, no way, no way! As long as Blaze was around, any evidence would be destroyed by him. Actually, then something like that almost happened today during Patricia's trial.
I want to save those like Simon Keyes.
So, how would you save him?
I'm sure this tragedy could have been avoided if only he could have relied on the courts.
But instead, he was cornered by Blaze the Best, who used the power of law for evil. The form of the law can change depending on who wields it. It can be at once a shield to protect and a blade to harm. That, too, is a contradiction of the law.
A contradiction, huh? That's true. It sure is a contradiction in the law. The way the law is right now, it ain't always completely right.
The only way to right those contradictions is by joining in the court system.
Yep. Making a change from the inside. I 100% backing up Edgeworth here.
The one who could have saved Simon Keyes was not an attorney, but rather a watchman of the law, a prosecutor. I shall face the contradictions in the law as a prosecutor.
I see. That's just like you. But you know, it'll be tough. It won't be just a walk in the park. You'll be going up against the law itself. You do realize that, right?
I do. However, someone must.
Yep. Uncle Ray believes in you too. The law evolves and grows, just like all of us do. I'm sure you can pull it off. After all, you're Gregory's son. The old man would never give up, no matter what. His eyes always saw only what laid straight ahead. Miles, when you chose to live as a prosecutor, your eyes look just like your father's. Looks like you've grown up a bit.
Just like he's a spitting image of his dad, just like Simon. It was almost like a battle of... It was almost like the case 18 years ago. With Gregory Edgeworth against... Well, what should have been 18 years ago. Gregory Edgeworth against Dane Gustavia. But that didn't happen. So now he's righting the wrong. And it's really beautiful writing, really. I really enjoy it.
I really wish your old man could see you now.
Thank you very much, Mr. Shields.
So then, Prosecutor Edgeworth, allow me to formally return this to you.
Please do.
Smash. I, Justine Courtney, as a member of the PIC, do hereby return to Miles Edgeworth the rights and privileges of a prosecutor in the name of the Goddess of Law.
Prosecutor's badge data jotted down. Proof of my profession. However, yep, just like old times. Send me a copy of the game. They wanted me to play it for the site. It looked pretty good. Is that Was that game legit? I couldn't figure out, Dunk, by the way, if you were playing like a Newgrounds Flash version of the game, kind of like the Portal one they made? Or is it... Or was it like, is that the game? Is that what it's gonna look like?
And with that, Prosecutor Edgeworth is revived.
That's great, sir! So then, Prosecutor Edgeworth, it's time for Uncle Ray to make his exit. I have to report to your old man all about the traitor in the Edgeworth family.
Thank you for everything. Truly.
The next time we meet just might be in the courtroom. I hope you'll be ready. Uncle Ray might not look it, but he's an ace attorney after all.
I look forward to seeing the attorney my father trained in action.
Take care.
Prosecutor Edgeworth, welcome back.
Judge Courtney, I must give my thanks to you as well.
To me?
You sought to fix the corruption within the PIC from the inside. That must truly have been a lonely battle.
No, it was not. It was not. For I was never alone. Because the goddess of law is always by your side, right?
You made me realize that one could fight in such a way. The prosecutor's office? No, the entire legal world is caught up in this contradiction. That cannot be set right. There's a truth that will never see the light of day. It was only through your help that I was able to find this new path.
Oh, you did? Drops in Duncan. SD and SD. The SD gang. Strikes again. It was memes. Oh, well, I was taking a shower. That's why I couldn't and I couldn't understand. Why did it look like a fucking Flash game? And you guys were so excited about it. Okay. The meme gang strikes again. Yeah, that's when I suspected too. That's when I started asking question. Bamboozled again, exactly.
It was only through your help that I was able to find this new path. One that fights against the contradictions in the law.
I, too, find that promising as one in the service of the goddess of law. You shall certainly succeed in helping the law grow.
Let us meet again in the courtroom.
Yes. I must apologize for my shameful acts during the trial 2 days ago. Next time, I shall fulfill my duties as a judge perfectly.
Your Honor, I do not intend to speak regarding your ideals.
Prosecutor Edgeworth?
However, the greatest judge I know is one overflowing with humanity.
Is that is he talking about the classic judge? The one that Bat said I make sound like a Muppet? Maybe. He is a really nice judge, all in all.
Even during a trial, that judge experiences happiness, anger, sadness, and joy.
Yeah, it's definitely him.
But nevertheless, always hands down the correct verdict in the end.
Unless he's referring someone from like the third game that I didn't get to meet. But I think it's always the classic judge.
It's difficult to say.
Well, Drops, maybe you could find a cosplayer and ask them. I'm sure there's a Courtney cosplayer somewhere in Japan that made the hair look exactly like that somehow.
It's difficult to say, but sometimes I feel that perfection is not always correct.
So, a judge, too, has the right to behave in such a manner. Thank you very much. Prosecutor Edgeworth, when I pursued and fought against Blaze the Best, the goddess of law was not the only one by my side. Ah! It's John!
Genius child actor.
When I have this cutout with me, I feel a strange sense of courage well up from within. No matter how painful things became, no matter how strong the foe, when I remember that I'm not alone, I'm able to keep moving forward. Wrongs must be put right, for John's sake as well.
John, too, lost his father in a past crime.
That is more important to me even than the words of the goddess of law. Though I'm sure the goddess would be angered by those words.
Your bond with your son is the secret to your strength, I imagine.
I don't have to be perfect. I just want to grow, little by little. Both as a judge and as a mother. That is how I feel.
Let me check that out. Well, it's not bad. It doesn't have the angles, but it's really not bad. It's a pretty good outfit, I'd say. Pretty spot on.
Huh. It seems there is much each of us has yet to learn.
Agreed. We are still but children before the world. Let us grow in our respective paths until we meet again. I shall look forward to that reunion. May the blessings of the Goddess of Law be upon you as you follow your new path.
Though I once lost my position as prosecutor, I now have returned it, so that I may tread a new path as a prosecutor. I shall surely reach the truth waiting at the end of each something, no matter how difficult the path may be. If any seek to stop me on my path, they shall receive no mercy. No matter who they may be, I will shout just one word: OBJECTION!
What a perfect ending. Good job, Takeshi Yamazaki. Oh, do we have mid-credit scenes too? Or is it just... No, we're just remembering things. Oh!
Chief, what sort of scoop are you aiming for next?
Hey! Ain't you a journalist? There ain't nothing more important than information. You may be my apprentice, but you're still my business rival. I ain't gonna tell you everything.
That's my mentor, all right. I reckon you're even more prepared than me. I understand. I get my information using my own 2 feet.
Yeah, that's the spirit. By the way, would you mind asking what sort of scoop you're aiming for next?
Huh? Chief?
Ain't no need to be stinging. I'm your mentor after all.
That's just heinous.
Oh yeah, I love that photo drops. It's a good one. Did Gumshoe just dab? Oh, so what's up with this guy?
It seems that the wound on my left arm has yet to heal. The bodyguard who inflicted this wound upon me, his name I will never forget. Now then, shall I return to being a simple ice cream salesman? Perhaps this time I should try being a crepe salesman instead. For now, I shall live a calm life until my services are required once more.
Stingy? Sorry.
I'm might have been knocked out once by that prosecutor named Edgeworth. But I'll keep on trying to escape. I won't let him dampen my fighting spirit. Ain't that right, Rocky? The gong that'll sound my next escape will ring out soon enough. Till then, let's keep working out.
Yeah, you're right. Stingy is like when you don't want to spend money or something, right? When you're being cheap. So it makes sense. I just was in the moment.
Are you crying into my studies to become a pet groomer? I'm working as hard as ever. I spend every day covered in mud. Perhaps this suits my true nature far better than the life of a newspaper salesman. Once I leave the prison, I hope to earn an honest wage as a pet trimmer. Huh? My sentence has been extended because I was Warden Roland's accomplice. Ooh. 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 Why do you think I've been giving a rat's ass about these something? To hell with a pet trimmer's license! Damn it!
Hey, Palma. We're just finishing up the game. So who's next? Regina.
Regina was really shocked by the truth about Simon, too. I mean, I trusted him as my subordinate. But there's no use fretting over it. The show must go on. I have to do my best so that I won't lose to the Magic or Ventriloquist divisions. I'll put on the greatest performance ever. Once that'll blow away, something, I didn't have the time to read.
Yeah, it's only it was only longer by one stream than Okami, but it's still the longest game I've ever streamed.
It seems I've grown soft in my old age, right, Anubis? Right, boy? To think the life I saved on a whim 18 years ago would drive me to such lengths. Thanks to that, I'm confined to my humble cell once more. Well, this time, the child is here as well. Perhaps it won't be such a bore, right, boy?
I'll tell you in a second, Palma.
Oh, those guys, right, I forgot.
Today's dessert is chocolate cake.
That gently melting moment of allure.
I will wait for you forever, Kate. I shall come here every day, just as you and Raymond did for me.
Monsieur Shields, Prosecutor Edgeworth, I'm truly grateful to them. I cannot believe I am able to eat your desserts once more, Monsieur Master.
Oh, I've been allowed to distribute my treats in both the detention center and the prison. For the past 18 years, I've brought joy to one and all with my delicious sweets.
Trailers and manual, huh?
Yes, see? Thanks for everything, boys. Of course, I owe Greggy my thanks too. After all, I get to stuff myself with Jeffy's delicious desserts once again. Oi! Next time, maybe I'll use one of Jeffy's sweets to create a new drug. The tuck-in diet. You'll tuck in your stomach while you tuck into desserts. It'll be delicious and slimming, and also good for your health.
Aw, Nestor. I'm sorry you missed that, dude. I'm really sorry. It was a lot of fun. You can always watch it, though. It was a lot of fun.
Man, I'm glad I got to meet and sketch so many beauties. But Mandy caught a glimpse of my beauty sketch. She had a misunderstanding and clobbered me in the face with my sketchbook. So in exchange for my sketch of beauties, I had one beauty walk out on me. Maybe it's time for me to start getting more serious about my love life. Do I take the path of an artist? Do I follow the path of my heart? Oh, and by heart, I mean the heart of my new lady.
Wonder who that is. Yeah. Well, maybe next time, Nestor. I'll always be here. So, and I'll always be happy to see you again.
Mr. Bad, thanks for all your help today.
I'll testify about the IS-7 incident as much as you need me to. Prosecutor Edgeworth seems pretty active too.
He chose not to take the same path as Gregory. but rather to live as a prosecutor. Well, I am kind of sad that I won't get to work with him, while I continue to watch over him.
Looks like you've grown up quite a bit yourself.
I'm so happy. Mr. Bat actually praised me. If you ever need a hand from Attorney Raymond Shields, give me a call anytime, any place.
This is so nice. I love when they hacking format discovery.
My crimes were punished far more leniently than I expected once it was proven that I had been threatened. Ouch! No crime is more heavy or light than any other? I'm sorry. Of course I regret what I did. However, I'm so glad I can still be together with you, Granny. Huh? You want to hurry back to work? That's right. The next corpse is waiting for us, after all.
Translation. Good on those guys. They did a tremendous work. Good on all the translation team. Really heartfelt thanks.
I'm glad that my scientific investigation came in handy this time around as well. Good thing I rushed back here all the way from Europe. And now, I have to leave again. That kind of takes the fire out of a girl, as you can imagine. But this is so that I can become an actual forensic scientist. So then, I guess it's time to go. If anything comes up, be sure to call me right away. The second I get the word, I'll dash right over.
Localization. So I'll give you my full thoughts and summary when we finish this. It's just a bit too. Oh, Francisca, yes. The greater the father, the greater the expectations are for their children. Prosecutor the best. Was it? His way of life shall be tested henceforth, just as mine was. Miles Edgeworth chose to live a different life from his father as a prosecutor. I suppose that too is an answer. Oh, the Promised Notebook. I wonder what were these in the original, since they added credits, obviously. So what was in the original game, just nothing?
I could never have imagined the truth that my old man was hiding. Unlike me, who only thought about the land clan, my old man was trying to protect an entire nation. But I swear to you all that I will carry on his will, even if the president was a fake and the real one was murdered. I swear that I, together with my men, shall revive Zhengfa Zhengfa. Someday, I will surely show you all a Zhengfa brimming with life.
Oh, Pro ZD, yeah. I think Mario told me about that.
I've asked everyone to stop calling me the best. I don't like it. It makes me feel like I'm just borrowing Pops' power. I should study even harder than before and triumph over Pops. I'll become strong enough so that I don't even need something Edgeworth. Now then, let's start by thinking up my new nickname.
Yeah, I really ended up liking the best. And I keep saying, I honestly thought there was nothing they could do to make me like him, and they managed to do it.
A lot has happened, but thankfully, the film was a roaring success.
The gossip articles about the murder make the movie talk of the country. A monstrous man appears from the mighty Mozilla. This is the true face of the monster who murdered the president of Zhengfa. Huh? Isn't that you in the photo, Mr. Powers?
How could something like this happen?
No. It's fine, isn't it? It's thanks to those articles that our film is a big hit.
Much obliged.
Of course.
John, I greatly enjoyed watching your movie.
It's no big deal.
It's not like I had a major role or anything. Weren't you like the star?
What are you saying? You played the key character who connects Mozilla and Gordy. There's no one else besides you who could have played the part.
Yeah, I guess. Well, would be nice if there's a sequel. I really enjoy working as an actor. Mom, before we head home, can we go buy something? I'd like to decorate our home with a lion lily for Dad.
Then, one will not suffice. You will need 2 more. One for me, and one for Amy.
Thanks for all the supporters and Capcom making this game, of course. Thank you, the translators, and all the team that worked so hard on translating and localizing the game. Oh, post-credit scene. No, the horns aren't natural. It's part of his role. That's how he communicates with Mozilla in the movie. Amy was his biological mom since Justine adopted him.
Wow, we were really busy with all those cases, weren't we, sir?
Indeed, we were. Why did all these incidents happen in such quick succession?
I feel like things are always busy whenever I'm around.
Wait, Kay, would that mean you're a magnet for crimes?
Hey, Gummy, that was rude.
I do get the impression that he's not entirely wrong. So then, Kay, do you intend to resume your training to become a great thief?
I don't know.
Huh? Is something on your mind, pal?
How should I put it? Until now, I've always been chasing after my father. So that I could become a great thief, just like him.
Like the previous Yanagarasu, I suppose?
I like this theme. It only started like in the last case or so, but I really like this theme of like, you know, stepping out of your parents' shadows. Specifically fathers, but generally stepping out of someone else's shadow. It's a good theme, honestly. It's a great choice.
But watching you, Mr. Edgeworth, made me think. Maybe, instead of chasing after my father, I should find my own path. I mean, you didn't become a defense attorney either.
Chasing after a parent's shadow isn't the only path in life for a child, after all.
I'm going to aim to be a hero in my own way.
That sounds good.
But of course, that doesn't mean I'm gonna throw away the name of the great thief Yatagarasu.
No matter what sort of hero you become, Kay will always still be Kay.
Thanks, Gummy. And Gummy will always be Gummy.
Of course, pal. I plan to keep pushing forward on my path of a detective after all. Mr. Edgeworth, I look forward to continuing to work with you, sir.
Yes, I'll be counting on you, Detective Gumshoe. Detective, you saved me many times during these past cases. You have my gratitude. I suggest you look forward to your next salary assessment.
Finally! Finally, he gets what he deserves. Oh, this is the best part of the game. Finally, Gumshoe gets a raise.
Huh?
What?
Does that mean what I think it means?
What's wrong? I'm saying that your salary ought to be raised.
Really, sir? I can't believe it.
Isn't that great, Gummy?
It's like a dream come true. I can finally say goodbye to my instant noodle lifestyle.
However, that doesn't mean you can start slacking off. The real work begins from here on out.
Well, that's because you're Italian, Maury. You're a flirter, it's in your blood.
You should prepare yourself.
Yes, sir. Roger that.
I'll devote my body and soul to following after you, Mr. Edgeworth.
The path Mr. Shields and Judge Courtney taught me is to take a stand against the contradictions in the law and to reach the truth at the end of that road.
What am I going to do with that? Well, I'm going to take him out back and show him a good time.
What am I able to do? That is a question I must continue to dwell upon. Certainly, this path will not be easy. However,
Prosecutor Edgeworth, when I pursued and fought against Blaze the Best, the goddess of law was not the only one by my side. Ah! It's John! When I have this cutout with me, I feel a strange sense of courage well up from within. When I remember that I am not alone, I'm able to keep moving forward.
your bond with your son is the secret to your strength, I imagine. Bonds. Huh.
Ah! I completely forgot!
That was sudden. What's wrong?
I was searching for members for the new Yatagarasu team!
Now that you mention it, I do remember you saying something to that effect.
Yeah, it was like really early in the game. I think in the first case she was still thinking about like potential candidates. Or maybe even, yeah, it was up to the second because she thought Regina would be a good addition too.
But in the end, I wasn't even able to find a single person. Can you imagine it? A team combining their powers in order to steal the truth. I wanted to create an invincible team like that, but
What are you saying, pal? Don't you already have a team? Together, the three of us can solve any case that comes our way.
yeah, you're right. A prosecutor, a detective, and a great thief. We're the invincible trio of heroes that steals, captures, and pursues the truth.
Hearing all that kind of makes me feel sorry for the truth.
As long as the three of us are together, there's nothing to fear. Isn't that right, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, you are correct. Even until his last moments, my father ran along his own path. I, too, shall advance along mine, accompanied by my somewhat boisterous comrades. As long as they are by my side, I can walk forward without hesitation on this new path as a prosecutor. Prosecutors and attorneys. The path I walk is not my father's. However, I am certain that the two paths are not separate. Though we may walk in opposite directions, our destination is the same. Why, you may ask? Because both paths lead to the one and only truth.
Isn't this beautiful? It really is. The end. And let's save. Actually, that's not true, Drops. It's only in the fourth case that Edgy, in the middle of the fourth case, that Edgy decided to retire. So for cases 1, 2, 3, and half of 4, we were actually prosecutors. So yes. Let's save the data, of course. Time for Game Plus, yes. New Game Plus, extra hard. Cheers passes out. I was that excited, Cheers. So yes, that's it. Wow, yes, certainly the longest game I have ever streamed. Not by a wide margin, but still very impressive. And it took even long because I took a couple of breaks between streams at some points. But hopefully I won't ever do that again. So what can I say to you guys except thank you so very much for joining me on this amazing journey. I enjoyed this game. I knew I would enjoy it. I enjoyed it even more than I thought I would. And like I always say, I hope you guys enjoyed it at least as much as I did. And I hope, even though if it's a virtual novel and a point and click and all that, I still had a great time. And a lot of that is thanks to you. I think this is a terrific game. If anyone is considering about doing it, what I can say except you're welcome. Yes. Oh yeah, like now I can rant about The Last Jedi. Terrific game. Just like everything about it, terrific. Translation, terrific. Really good job on the team. Props and kudos to them. And that's it. So next game, Nestor is asking and Palma asked too. Well, like I said, I decided while streaming this game, I decided to try a different path, maybe a bit like Edgeworth, and not work with my games poll anymore. But I'm gonna try and choose because it just wasn't getting like the results I wanted. I thought it would it would assure that every game I stream is something that people want to watch, but it didn't turn out that way, unfortunately. So I'm gonna start choosing my own games for a while, and we'll see how that works. Thank you for watching, Weru. So I'm gonna try to see how that works. So next game, well, tomorrow. Anomaly Path Hive. So next game, well, tomorrow I'm doing the one-time special post Christmas event that Maury requested, and I'm going to be streaming House Party only on Safe State Heroes though, not on Twitch because that game is banned there. That's why it's going to be a one-time thing. And after that, I think what I'm going to do next is I'm going to finish up the last few things we have to do in GTA 5, just the last little bonuses and little tricks. And then I think I'm gonna start South Park Fractured But Whole, because like I said, games that are funny and make you laugh automatically earn like 3 points in my book. So that's it. And yeah, do Grim Fandango. Already played it, dude. I know it by heart. It's one of my favorite games. I love it. I was actually trying when I was in college. I tried to adapt it into a screenplay. So we're gonna do that. Hopefully it's gonna be a funny game. It should be pretty silly, but still fun. So that's it. Again, can't thank you guys enough. Okay, I'm gonna get all mopey, so I'm just gonna wrap this up. I'll see you guys tomorrow, same time as today, for the special one-time banned stream or forbidden stream. And you can check the schedule to see what time is it locally for you. There's an American and European version on my Twitch page. And you can also follow me on Twitch, Twitter, and Steam to get notifications whenever I start a stream. And on Twitch and YouTube to watch my past broadcasts. Thank you for watching, Nestor. I'll see you later. I'll see you soon, hopefully. So that's it. Yeah, it would be real cool if Drops would do Grim Fandango. Did you ever play it, Drops? It really is one of my most favorite games. So yeah, so that's it. Thank you guys for watching. I'm gonna cut stream right now. I'll see you guys tomorrow. So take care. Have an excellent weekend. It's right around the corner. And Marco.